Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler every series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks. I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. I hope this is good and that it does what it needs to do because, I gotta be awake for a little bit. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means that I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. But that's not the case today. Now, I've actually had this item for a few weeks now. It's one of the things I just picked up at random, and it ended up in my fridge. And yeah, there really is no method to the madness of how I choose items. Sometimes it's okay, yeah, maybe it's like a real, there's a hype behind an item, or when I did the what was it, the Pepsi or the Coke Oreo stuff, it's all right, you want to try to get that in strike while the iron's hot. Most of the stuff is just what the hell ever stuff, so I just get to it what the hell ever. But in particular today, I've got some stuff that I gotta do, and I gotta be awake for a bit. So I decided to grab, boom, it's this. But what is this? It is sparkling ice energy. It is zero sugar with vitamins and electrolytes, natural caffeine, and it is the berry blast flavor. Ooh. So make your day 160 milligrams of natural caffeine. It's not a bad amount. Elevated hydration, electrolytes, L-theanine, B vitamins, antioxidants, all that good stuff. So yeah, I've reviewed some sparkling ice stuff before. They're kind of I don't know, they're halfway between a juice and a soda, but then there's zero sugar, and yeah, but they're nice drinks. I've reviewed a couple of them on the show, so you can go look those up if you're interested. Now they have an energy drink too. All right, let's get a thing for the thing real quick. You're just kind of we'll do this. Ha 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 ha. Sure, man, let's give it a go. Oh, it's going to be a day, folks. It's going to be a day. Okay. Interesting first sip. All right. Let's give it a bit. Okay. I don't hate it or anything, but I don't know that I like it very much either. The thing that immediately strikes me as being kind of unusual is that, it's a sparkling ice energy drink. Sparkling is a key part of their whole thing that they do. So it's got that nice carbonated fizziness. This does have some. I'm not saying it doesn't have any, but it is very mild. Yeah, I would honestly say I think that this probably has less carbonation than their normal drinks do. Those, part of the reason why I like sparkling ice, is because they have that nice carbonated hit. It actually adds to the whole experience. This, very minimal. It's there. Again, you can taste it, but it really does just ride with the drink. There's no real bite to it. It's just kind of a little bit of a mild tingly sensation. That's a bit of a shame. I'm interested to see. It's zero sugar, but they obviously sweeten it with something. Natural flavors. Sucralose. Yeah, that makes sense. Sucralose. It's either going to be sucralose or stevia. Yeah, sucralose makes more sense. Credit where it's due. The zero sugar aspect is pretty well hidden. A lot of times when you go over there, because, yeah, you can go over there, you can sweeten it with something else, but obviously it's going to change the flavor profile. And sucralose definitely has its own taste. Stevia definitely has its own taste. So a lot of times with, especially energy drinks, you're trying to go over there and find ways to mask those extra flavors that they bring into play. This one does a pretty good job. And it's kind of interesting because usually when they do that, they aim for like really tart type of things to like kind of help, again, kind of mask that flavor. This has a little tartness to it. It's a berry flavor, but it's not as tart as a lot of the other drinks, the other like energy drinks that are trying to hide the zero sugar stuff. But the flavor is just weird. It feels like almost just kind of dead on arrival, which again is surprising because not the case with sparkling ice typically. It just, yeah, I don't know. This just feels like a very weak effort from them. Like, if it wasn't for the fact that I know I bought this not that long ago, within recent memory, I would assume that this had, like, been in my fridge for 2 years. And yeah, I do have some energy drinks that have been in my fridge for that long or longer. I intended to review them at one point, and now I'm just scared of them. Yeah, I don't know that I like this one all that much. I don't hate it or anything, but like, I'm getting so little oomph from, the actual drinking experience, like from the carbonation level and from the flavor experience. It just kind of, like it's extremely one-dimensional. Like it's an okay berry taste again, slightly tart, slightly sweet, but then there's nothing to it. There's no dynamic to it. There's no complexity to it. It really is just a one-note experience, and then once it drops off very quickly. It doesn't leave an impression. That's a damn shame, because I genuinely came into this expecting this to be, something I would enjoy, and, two questions have to be asked, though. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? No and no. I don't know, maybe I got a funky, defunct, like, one from the fucking factory or some shit, because it just doesn't, I don't know, it's hard for me to wrap my head around the idea that a company that already does such a nice, line of beverages could go over there and put this out and fuck it up so hard. Granted, yeah, it's a different, realm, it's energy drinks versus, sparkling what the hell ever stuff, but, like, there had to be people whose job it was to taste test this shit, and I find it hard that they could sell somebody on this. But as is, I just don't find it to be particularly rewarding as an overall, and like, when it comes to energy drinks, it's always kind of a difficult sell for me anyway, because I've had so many energy drinks in my life, folks. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous, like way more than any human being probably should. And, I have my favorites pretty much locked in. I like certain ones, I like certain styles. So whenever I try a new one, it's always like, okay, it's got to try to, break its way into that, past that barrier. This doesn't even come close. It's so weak and so flaccid that it just, there's no reason for me to ever get this again, I'll probably try out the other flavors eventually, because I know they do have other ones, but this berry one is a very weak outing. So I definitely wouldn't get it again. And by that same token, if I'm recommending it, I'm just not. Even if you're a big sparkling ice fan, I would personally, I mean, I guess, I try to kind of throw out possible options and stuff. Some people, I'm sure, probably would enjoy this, if you don't want a more heavily carbonated drink, if you want something that is a little bit more subdued in its flavor profile, it's an option. And to be fair, there are those people, so I'm not trying to negate their impact. But it's definitely a hard thing for me to try to sell to somebody, because it's like, it's just, I don't think it tastes all that great. It's not bad, but I don't find it to be good. It's just kind of eh. And then, when the best I can say about you, if I'm trying to upsell you, is like, well, it's all right, I guess. So I wouldn't recommend it. I think maybe the other flavors work better. At the very least, the actual sparkling ice itself as a product works better. So, maybe get yourself some sparkling ice for your fridge, and then maybe just go over there and get yourself a different zero sugar energy drink. Because at least right now, for this flavor, I don't think Sparkling Ice has really figured it out yet. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of the year. Folks, go over there yourselves a truly, oh God, it's going to be a day-tastic rest of your life. Hopefully you don't actually have that. That would be awful. I'm just thinking, literally, as I'm going through this review, in the back of my head, I'm going through all the fucking stuff I have to do today. It's going to be... Oh. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, like I said, I hope that whatever you're doing in your personal life, be it personal, professional, what have you, I hope that your days are met with positivity and, just a general workload that you can deal with and, you don't have to dread. Because I know that and not usually for me, to be fair, usually my life is pretty chill overall. But I know for a lot of people, it's a lot of hectic stuff and things going on, and that's just kind of the case, and that's sort of what I'm looking at as my day approaches. So but anyway, bye.